If the payroll tax cut was all they were getting and not the extra unemployment benefits, it's a few dollars. It's not a lot. I mean, it's something. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that people won't be happy to have a few extra dollars in their pockets, but it's not $400 a week, right? This is my point. And it's only for people making less than $100,000. So there you go. But it's not even a payroll tax cut. And here's the interesting part about this. It's a deferral. You still owe the money. This is going to be problematic considering that people don't save anything. So let's say that you're getting let's just pick a number, right? You're going to get $500 a month on your payroll tax deferral, right? For say 6 months, whatever the number is, right? So now you've got $3,000 of extra money in your pocket. You went out, you bought that big new flat screen television you've got your eye on, whatever it is you spent the money on. And then the tax bill comes. Yeah, you got to come out of pocket with $3,000. People don't have the money to start with, right? We talked about the numbers going into this mess. The reason we're in this mess right now, and we were talking about this for the last 3 years on the show, is that the average person has about $500 in the bank. They don't have any savings. So when you have a problem like this, people are immediately about to go on the street within a month. That's why we're having to do all this stuff, because people didn't have any money saved up to start with. Now you're going to come back to them in a year or so, or whatever time frame it is, and go, oh yeah, remember that payroll tax deferral I gave you? Yeah, you owe that money back. Well, the president says, hey, don't worry, I got you covered. If you elect me, I'll waive the deferral. It's not really up to him. That's up to Congress. So this is going to be potentially a problematic issue down the road. But just be careful here, because if you do take the payroll tax cut deferral, you need to plan on paying it back. We're still in a recession because that's the way the math works. The problem is that now markets have priced in the best of all possible outcomes. So we better get these astonishing levels of recovery. But yet, when we look at the numbers, as an example, the job openings number was an interesting number. All this data is extremely skewed because of the depth of the decline that we had in March, right? You shut down an economy that was unprecedented. And the survey process, the data collection process, the things that are going on, they're all broken because of that. The mathematical adjustments that they use to adjust for seasonality, broken. And it's going to take months and months and months, if not years, for this stuff to eventually sort itself out. But the markets are pricing in an expectation that everything is back to perfection, right? That we're going to have a full economic recovery in just a couple of quarters, that earnings are going to get right back to where they were pre-pandemic in just a couple of quarters, that corporate profitability is going to go surging higher over the next couple of quarters. Oh, employment is going to return to full employment status in just the next couple of quarters. I mean, there's just, the market is pricing in very high expectations across the board. But there are a lot of things that will not return back to normal anytime soon, if ever. A lot of small businesses have failed or will fail before this is over, and they're not coming back. We also get good comments during this show from all over the place. So we had one a few minutes ago said, would you please share your dollar hedge with me? I'm going to do something here I don't normally do. I'm going to share with you the inside secrets of portfolio management and how to hedge. So here's the secret to a dollar hedge. Ready? Write this down. Buy the dollar. Okay. Finance. So, I'm joking. I'm not joking. That's all you have to do. I mean, that's just it. What you're looking for to hedge with in a portfolio is always something that does the opposite of something else, right? So that's what a hedge is. So what drives gold prices and other commodities up and down is dollars, because the dollar is what every commodity in the world is traded with at any point. Look, I know that everybody that's running for office, I get it, right? They have corporate sponsors. They've got to please the people that put them into office. I got all that. I understand it. There's just got to be a better way of doing this. We've completely given up trying to do a budget. Congress is supposed to actually operate under a budget, and maybe it's time we go back to the way it was originally founded in the Constitution. Prior to World War I, Congress had to vote on every single expenditure. So if you wanted to build a road, you had to vote on a bill for that road. If you wanted to go spend money for building a bridge, you had to go vote on a bill for that bridge. Nothing else. It was every single expenditure had to be voted on because of World War I and because of the requirement for expenditures were so rapid and so fast. They came into these bulk bills where we just voted on an entire bulk package. And that's really been the problem ever since. There's so many things buried in these bills, so much spending that are buried in these bills that they don't read or even know until after they vote on it. They go, what? I voted on that? I didn't even know that was in there. Maybe we need to go back to, I know it's a lot more work, heaven forbid they get paid to work, but you have to vote on every bill. If you want to spend money on X, you got to vote for it.
And look, there's no repercussions either if the Fed's going to just give you money, right? If you're a child and you go up to 7-Eleven and buy a bunch of candy, and instead of having to save money from cutting lawns all week, your dad says, here's another $20, have at it. There's no repercussion. Just do it again. Why not?
Well, the repercussion is everybody's getting poorer.
Exactly. Prosperity is fading.
Yeah. Pennies between 1909 and 1982, I believe is the number, are actually worth more as scrap than they are worth depositing because of the amount of copper that's still in the penny. Now, today when we manufacture pennies, it's primarily zinc and magnesium. There's very little copper actually in the penny. But between 1909 and 1982, they were primarily made out of copper. So from a scrap basis, pennies are actually worth more than a penny on scrap. Now, that doesn't really solve if you're going to go scrap all your pennies, it doesn't really going to help our coin shortage much. But it's kind of an interesting conundrum that, we're kind of getting ourselves into from that aspect, right, Mike? I mean, we've got a coin shortage because nobody's circulating any coinage, but now you've got money supply going through the roof.
Right.
It's interesting.
Right. Here's the other problem with that investment thesis of yours, that it's illegal to deface money. So, yes, Kyle Bass may have each nickel he has may be worth a dime, but he can never convert it to that metal itself or he goes to jail. Right. So
did you just pull a Yogi Berra out that a dime ain't worth a nickel anymore?
I think so. I think I did. Brent, did you get that?
Yeah, we got it on tape.
A dime ain't worth a nickel.
There you go.